Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our trial Valvas. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. Today I'm going on a general mixed topic. From time to time, the ashram need to explain itself in terms of whatever is currently taking place, either locally, nationally, internationally, materially or spiritually, as the ashram is the guide for humanity on this planet called the earth. So every once in a while, we need to bring our focus to our spiritual reality. And it is for this reason that we have 545,000 verses that God has given us either directly or indirectly to live as human beings. If we do not follow in these 545,000 verses, then we are worse than animals. We are worse than animals. And the first rule is Mata. I want to hear it. Mata. If one does not respect one's mother, if one does not respect one's father, if one does not respect the Guru, then how is one going to respect God who cannot be seen? And the Supreme Lord made this injunction. It's the first injunction in the world, the very first injunction in the world. Mata, mother, who suffered 9 months with excruciating pain, nourishing you so that when you are born, you can be a healthy child. And during birth, there is even more pain. And throughout the mother's life, no matter who she is, no matter whether she is good, bad, ugly, that mother all mothers go through the same pain. Every mother goes through the same pain. If there is any human that does not have gratitude for the mother's pain, then that person must not call themselves a human again, because even animals have gratitude. Have you seen cubs in animals? Have you seen how puppies have gratitude for the mother? Have you seen how kittens have gratitude for the mother? And go and do research, and you'll find all these animals have gratitude and love for their, until the time they are detached. All of a sudden, there occurs in the animal kingdom detachment, and then they forget their mother. The animal kingdom, they don't care about their father. But in humanity, a human being must have gratitude and love for mother, for father, and for Guru. It is the nourishment of the mother that keeps you alive. It is the nourishment of the Guru that keeps you spiritually alive. every human being, there is an injunction in all religions. Do not despise your parents. Do not despise your parents. Your parents are your first God because you can see your parents. You can experience your parents. You need to have utmost gratitude for whatever little your parents do. So for me to be preaching this, I must have experienced this. Yes or no?
Yes.
From the day I was born, I was a military man. I was 24 years old when the whole of Durban should shake for me. I was 24 years old when the entire Durban Central, Peter Street, wherever I walked, people shook in the boots. And to reference that, I think Kiddo is listening to this discourse. He was a gangster. He is now in Pietermaritzburg. He won the MTN Awards for community service recently. Kiddo. You know him, Jessica? We know him? Yes. He was a gangster when I was a policeman, and he came here and he testified that I was one of the most dangerous policemen in Durban. If you looked at me too hard, you were on the floor. That is, by mistake, if you just looked at me and I thought that look wasn't good, off the feet, on the floor, my gun on your forehead. That's who I was. But my mother was my God. My mother was my God. I never disrespected my mother, drunk or sober. I never disrespected my mother, drunk or sober. And I was drunk for a very long while. In fact, if you calculate my mother's lifetime, how long she lived, then only up until I think 18 or 19 years, she saw me sober. Okay? Anything going home? Discourse? Drunk or sober? I didn't smoke in front of my mother. I didn't smoke in front of my mother. I kept myself disciplined in whatever state. My mother was not happy when I went off route. On the 2nd of October, I all of a sudden stopped smoking and drinking. When I did that, she told me, please take me to the hospital. I took her to the hospital and she never came back. She stayed there until the 15th of November. From the 2nd of October until the 15th of November, she saw me as the son that she wanted to see all her life. Not drinking and not smoking. On that night of her death, I started smoking again, and after the funeral, I resumed my drinking. I wasn't a guru. I was an ordinary human being who had discipline. Who had discipline. So please, don't come and cry at your funeral of your parents. Experience your parents when they're still alive. Experience your parents when they're still alive and love them. Don't come and tell lies when you're giving a speech. Don't come and tell lies. That is why when Prince come back, I'll write my own speech. So nobody must lie. The Guru was such a good man. I never had one problem with the Guru, Nirali. I'll write my own speech so nobody can lie. Do you understand? The role of parents is number one in Sanatana Dharma. Role of parents is the first rule in Sanatana Dharma. Rule number one, love your parents like God. You know, I remember my mother who used to work in a factory. She only had standard 4 education. But I'm sitting here today with my mother's standard 4 education. I'm sitting here as a guru today, shaped by my mother. Whatever my achievements in life was, it has been shaped by my mother. And I give great respect to my mother. She taught me not to be a racist. It's there in my biography. She brought black people, the mamas, those of you that are quite older. She taught me humanity. Those mamas should sell vegetables on their head. Who remembers? And they should scream, Ma, Makoti. So remember they scream, Makoti, and walk down the road. I think I was just one's age. And I asked my mother, why you feed? Why do you feed these mamas when you're not buying anything from them? And that time I was stapled like Nirali. Unfortunately, you didn't experience this. It was mealy rice and herbs, you remember? And on a Wednesday, either tortoise, liver, or head. And on a Saturday, meat. And my brother is late now as well. I should play the same trick with him for years. I should say, see what's on the ceiling. You should look top, I should steal one piece meat. For years I played that trick. Alright? And my mother told me in a standard 4 education that we are only different on the outside, our souls are the same. And that stuck a chord. That stuck with me right up until today. So my mother should work in a factory, and I was living the modern life. And I remember many occasions when I used to go to a workplace on a Friday when I wanted money. She'll only remove a bus fare, not even food or grocery money. She'll only remove a bus fare from an envelope and give me the entire envelope. I bought my school blazer with that money. I think I bought a suit for the Debs ball with the money. My mother did everything for me. When I used to go out and come back 3 in the morning, I'll see a face at the window. When the world was asleep, my mother was awake. I was sick for over 20 years. Those times when I was not working, my favorite cigarette was Consulate. I don't know how she did it, but there used to be a Consulate by my pillow every morning when I got up. This is mother. This is mother, whether white mother, whether colored mother, whether Indian mother, or whether an African. That is a mother. And mother should be respected with every cell in your body. When they taught you, they never taught you wrong. They taught you to protect you, but you thought they taught you wrong. And a mother will protect you right until the last breath. So please love and respect your mother, those mothers that are still alive, those mothers that are no longer. Use this satsang and ashram to give gratitude so that you can come on par. Ancestor reverence is a highlight in Sanatana Dharma. Ancestor reverence. Why you think it's a highlight in Sanatana Dharma? Why? Because it is only through your ancestors that you are seated here listening to this discourse today. Subtract any one of your ancestors, you won't be here. Yes or no? Is that common sense? Is it scientific? Is it logical? And this is why ancestor reverence has so much of importance placed upon it. Your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-grandparents all have to be respected. They live in you. Do you know your ancestors live in you? Murali, all those great-grandparents you may like or don't like, they living inside you, Murali, you know it? They live in your DNA. They are not gone. This is why you need to pay reverence to them. Because they are not here today in the material body, but they left a chemical blueprint inside you. Your DNA belongs to who? Your parents, and their DNA belongs to who? Their parents, and their DNA belongs to who? Until you come to creation. And the first DNA belongs to who? The Sapta Rishis, the 7 saints, and their DNA belongs to who? Manu. And Manu's DNA belongs to who? Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma's DNA belongs to who? Lord Sriman Narayan. Lord Sriman Narayan. You can see this interconnectedness starting from you and going all the way to the Supreme Lord. And I'm not saying this myself. I read from scriptures. I read from scriptures spoken by the Lord Himself. Many demons came to change these scriptures. You all know of those demons? Hiranyakasipu came to change the scripture. Was he successful? Ravana came to change the scripture. Was he successful? And there are many demons that living in human bodies, even today, that's trying to change these scriptures. You think they'll ever be successful? Nobody will be able to change these scriptures. These scriptures are eternal. These scriptures are living. You can burn the book, but you can't burn the message. No one can take this message away. That is the functionality of the Vedas. So I want to read here for you. The activities, I'm reading from Canto 11, Chapter 2, Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, Part 1, Chapter 2. The activities of Devis and Devtas lead to both misery and happiness for living beings. But the activities of great saints who have accepted the infallible Lord as the very soul result only in the happiness of all beings. What is this verse telling you? When you worship the Devis and the Devtas, you can be gifted with happiness or you can be gifted with pain. There is no guarantee. But when you have reverence for saints, it is only happiness. Nirali, only? Which way will you go? Who said this? Who said this? You see, I kept sitting here and talking about my Jaguar for years. For how many years I'm talking about my 4-liter Jaguar going to satsang with 100 rand petrol. And every day that when I had 100 rand petrol, then one lady will ask me for a lift. And she had a Jaguar in her yard, a BM in her yard, a Mercedes in her yard, and I don't know what other car in her yard. How can I tell her no? So at a certain point, the Jaguar should move with air. And those of you that came to my house in Monroe Drive, 45 degrees. See this driveway coming down. My Monroe Drive house was the driveway going up. How that car should go up that driveway, only God knows. So I think God got so fed up of hearing the Jaguar story. I'm sure you came now, you can see one Jaguar parked in the yard. So the Jaguar, the engine mounting is bugged. So I have to change 3 mountings. I have to change 3 mountings. So can I go in the Agya and take the specs of the Agya and phone Jaguar and ask them to give me the mountings? Where I have to get the specs from? Similarly, the handbook for spirituality, this is the specs. The Vedas is the specs. You can't ask your grandfather for the specs of Sanatan Dharma. You can't ask your great-grandfather for the specs of Sanatan Dharma. You can't ask the Devis and Devtas for the specs of Sanatan Dharma. The Devis and Devtas have not written a book. The Devis and Devtas have not written a book. Your great-grandparents Are there any books published by them accepted around the world? No, they have not written a book. Where you must go for the specs? Where? Does it make sense? It makes sense? When you buy a microwave and you throw your old microwave away, when you throw your old microwave away, which handbook you'll use? And you throw the old one away because that microwave you can't, the specs won't work on the old microwave specs won't work on the new microwave. So similarly, what I'm reading here is the absolute truth. Take it or leave it. It doesn't matter. Guru's job is only to give you, your job is to either accept it or reject it. Then there's another verse here. Again, Canto 11, Chapter 3, Part 1. Therefore, any person, text 21, sorry. Therefore, any person who seriously desires real happiness must seek a bona fide spiritual master and take shelter of him by initiation. The qualification of the bona fide guru is that he has realized the conclusions of scriptures by deliberation and is able to convince others of these conclusions. Such great personalities who have taken shelter of the Supreme Godhead, leaving aside all material considerations, should be understood to be bona fide spiritual masters. You all understood this verse? Who is a guru? And if you're looking for happiness, you will never find it in yourself. There is no happiness in your Mickey Mouse thinking. There is, you live a miserable life until you close your eyes. Happiness can only be found in a bona fide spiritual master, and only a bona fide spiritual master has the key to unlock your potential, both material and spiritual. Otherwise, you're living in karma. You're living in karma. You're living from your past year. Whatever you enjoy today, it's from your past character, and whatever you are suffering today, it's from your past character. Those who are suffering, it shows who you was before. And those who are not suffering, it shows who you was before. And I want to give you an example. Vasan, there's many examples you can get from Vasan. From Vasan, Nirvasan, the dad and father of Tibeshni Pillai. And Tibeshni will tell you that Nirvasan's family mistreated him throughout his childhood and throughout his adulthood. Yes or no, Tibeshni? He was not treated, he's in his 50s, he was disrespected. He's disrespected even today. Yes or no, Tibeshni? Don't worry, Tibeshni, they already cut you off from the finances. Even if you say, yes, they can't do you anything. But is the Guru lying or not lying? You all heard? But Nirvasan never disrespected his family. Nirvasan never disrespected his family. Yes or no, Tibeshni? That is an ideal human being. They whacked him for 50 years plus. He put his head down and he took it like a man. And this is why I always talk about Vasana. I always talk about Vasana. He never back answered his mother up until today, no matter how many thousand times she accused him of things that he didn't do. You understand? So if you want to be an ideal child, and if you want to have happiness in this world, respect your parents. And the Guru teaches from myriads of examples. You heard what they said, the Guru must draw his conclusions through the deliberation of the scriptures. Is that not what this injunction is saying? Bhagavad Gita, Canto 11, Chapter 17, verse 27. And this is Lord Krishna talking. This is Lord Krishna talking. One should know the Acharya to be myself and never disrespect him in any way. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man, for he is the representative of all the Devis and Devtas. He is the representative of 330 million Devis and Devtas. They all reside in the Guru. They all reside, their consciousness is synthesized with the Guru's consciousness. Their consciousness is synthesized with the Guru's consciousness. Imagine if the Guru has to use one of those 330 million Devis and Devtas and just get the Kali trance and whack the hell out of you. What will happen to you? Nirali? You can see how powerful the Guru is. Who are the Devis and Devtas? They are the cosmic administrators. They control fire, they control wind, they control water, they control air. If the Guru has to summon any one of them, can you see the power? I'm talking about the material power of the Guru. How you think your things get fixed? How you think your things get fixed? Who you think the Guru summoned to fix your things? If you have an air sickness, do people have air sickness? Is there a Devi or Devta that's a head of department of air? Then who you think the Guru summoned to fix the sickness of air in your body? Who you think the Guru summoned? If you don't have water, you form the municipality. Which department you form the municipality? The water department? Yes. So although water is an element, the head of the water department is a human being. Similarly, the water in your body or the water in the taps or the water on this planet Earth is the element water. To control that element, you have a Devi or Devta. Yeah, in this case, a Devta called Varuna. Varuna is in charge of water. Do you understand? All of you. So similarly, like in your municipality, there's a head of department. Similarly, in the cosmos, there's cosmic administrators, head of departments of various fields. Do you understand? And the Guru have direct access to them. Guru has direct access to them. If you go on to YouTube, 2021, October, it was the last day of our Navratri, or the 8th day of our Navratri, and on that in 2021, I chose to do Navratri with all the different forms of Mother Lakshmi. Who was there? Who remember? And on the 8th day, I requested Vara Lakshmi to change the political landscape of South Africa. There's a discourse there. On the 8th day, I asked Vara Lakshmi to change the political landscape of South Africa. I summoned her. Go to the discourse, somewhere Prince has it. And did the political consciousness of this country change or not? In 2024, it was achieved. And she continues in her efforts, doesn't she? We are winning wards left, right, and center. So we have in our political arena a personality that I want to discuss today. Not too much of airtime, but if you say you are representing Indians, if you say you are representing Indians, how many Indians in South Africa? 1.7. Okay, let's say you representing 1 million Indians. You're the champion of Indians. From the 1.7, let's say you're the champion of 1 million Indians. How many percent or how many votes you must get from the 1 million Indians if you're their champion? 1 million, because you're their champion, isn't it? But if you got 12,000 votes from 1 million, what percentage that is? No, I didn't ask you, boy. How many percent that is? 1.2%. If you say you're a champion of Indians and you declare it on national TV, you declare it on all social platforms, you write it all over, you wear t-shirts, you show whole of South Africa you are the champion of Indians and you get 1.2% votes, what you must do? You must commit a political suicide. What you must do? Commit a political suicide. Then you go further and contest in a war and brand yourself with the arrivals of Indians in South Africa. Then in a ward where there are, I think just how many voters was in that ward? Registered voters, I think about 4,000, 3,000.
It's 22,000 registered voters, but there were 6,800 voters that voted
On that day. 16,000 voters. 6,800. But in that ward, in that specific ward, just say there was 3,000 Indian voters. How many thousand? 3,000 Indian voters. And if only 3 voters voted for you, what percentage is that? 0.3. 0.3. Don't you think you need a double suicide? Don't you think you need a double suicide? So we're hosting the MK Indians here at the ashram at 11 a.m. tomorrow to have a meeting. we're hosting the MK Indians, and we are saying, and I said this right at the outset, Indians are well represented in South Africa currently. Right from the Constitutional Court, the NPA, the police force, the health department, Indians are in very, very enviable positions, are they not? Tell me in which, although we 1.7 million, Indians are in every department, politically, administratively, in banks, in the judiciary, where you don't find an Indian. Is there a need for an Indian party in South Africa? Is there a need? I attended 2 by-elections. One in Kwadugoza, and the feeling in that by-election was 1994 all over again. 1994 all over again. The candidate was an Indian, and his support, majority support base, were Africans, and they loved him. And the relationship between Indians and Africans has surpassed any thought we would have ever had. And I'm saying this with love. Whenever I go to these functions, I go dressed exactly like this, as a guru. I go dressed as a guru. And I'm accepted with the same acceptance they have for President Zuma. Yes or no, Jessica?
Yes.
There's screaming, there's dancing, there's hugging, there's photos, there's videos. Jessica gets lost when I get captured by the crowd. Jessica gets lost when I get captured by the crowd. So I went to this person who's supposed to commit political suicide. We went next to his tent. And as I landed, the MK membership became very, very excited, and they began making that shrill sound. What you call the sound? Ululu 18. That sound. And this man, I don't know whether his face changed because he saw my Jaguar or because he saw me. But he hit a chameleon. If you want to see a chameleon change in colors, Jessica, how many colors his face changed? It landed in purple. We couldn't see it any more. It was stuck in purple. So he put one of his cronies. This is why I'm discussing this. I always retaliate because Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita said, you must fight unrighteousness. So I take the Lord's directives. So anyone poke a finger at me, I have millions of fingers to poke at you. And I don't play when I'm poking fingers. I'm fire. I am fire. So, one of his cronies sent Wiswin a message yesterday saying, don't invite the Guru to MK meetings because the Guru is dangerous. The Guru is a very dangerous man. So I'm responding to that message, that the Guru is a very dangerous man. So yesterday I was at a NA meeting, and it was the 8th birthday of somebody whose surname is Singh. Only Singhs get involved in all this. And he said in his talks, and when he talked, he said, I don't tiptoe amongst the daisies. You know what that means? When he talks, he talks. And I want to use the same term. I myself don't tiptoe amongst the daisies. I think I'm the only guru in the world who don't tiptoe amongst the daisies. I give it to you as it is and some more. Alright? So again, my biography intertwines spirituality, it intertwines my past life, and it intertwines politics, because without politics you cannot live in this material universe. The Supreme Lord is a head politician himself. He came here twice as, he never incarnated as a Brahmin. Did the Supreme Lord incarnate as a Brahmin? What did he incarnate as? A Kshatriya, a king. He incarnated as a politician, because kings rule. Kings are head of politics. Now we changed it to democracy just to lie to ourselves, but the proper way to run a country is through kingship. Okay? So this is how the Supreme Lord comes into this universe. He comes in as the head politician. The Vedas, politics is part and parcel of the Vedas. If you don't clean up the country, how are you going to clean up its people? If the head is corrupt, the whole body will be corrupt. You understand? So this is a guru's job. I'm doing it single-handedly at the moment, Nirali. If you Google this guru and all the other gurus in the world, you'll see I'm the only one in the forefront of every subject matter. Because every subject matter is found in the Vedas. And all I'm doing is, I'm following my instructions from the Vedas. So wherever you see me, when I went and met President Zuma, and I saw one comment on TikTok, this guru is everywhere. Don't you think a guru should be everywhere? Otherwise he shouldn't be a guru. You understand? So next week we're also going to be somewhere. On Sunday this time we will be having a good sleep after a long trip to Eastern Cape. Okay? So we're going to finalize after the satsang and complete that Eastern Cape. And I also want to inform that, where's this book? I spoke briefly last week. This book is called Ikwama Kwa Mata. Ikwama Kwa Mata. And Robert C. Bookware has been involved in this book. You all know he was a professor. You all know Professor Robert C. Bookware. The apartheid government destroyed all his writing and all his works, but this was found. And in this book, he says that he follows Sanskriti, that the San nation follows Sanskriti. Sanskriti is the culture of the language Sanskrit. Sanskriti is the culture and traditions derived from the language Sanskrit. And Sanskrit is the language of Sanatan Dharma, which means that the San nation, specifically the Shlaki Kulu, are followers of Sanatan Dharma. And this is why I could initiate, this is why I could authentically initiate the San Nation because they are followers of Sanatan Dharma. And whatever promises I gave them, here at the ashram and subsequently, their nation is now flourishing. You saw they're buying cars, they're getting huge donations. I am going to consecrate a small shrine. I'm going to consecrate a small shrine. We consecrated the images last week, it was kept here. And by being in the presence of the Guru, it automatically got consecrated. Now we're going to go next week, Saturday, and we are going to spiritually consecrate a shrine for the Slati Kulu of the San Nation authentically. Do you understand why I can do these things? I gave the same information in the third week of February 2023. When I first met Prince, there is a discourse, you can pick it up in 2023, where I stated and prophesied 2 years ago that I will be spiritualizing the San Nation. And we are, what's your name? Sorry? Tanya. Yeah, Tanya, myself, and many people from the ashram next week, Saturday, will be in Eastern Cape. She'll be doing the photography, still photos. She's a bit shaky now, we can't give her the videos. Once we stabilize her, you know, like my crane truck that I used to deliver block, it got 2 stands. So you maneuver the 2 stands to touch the ground, and then you use the crane for stability. Similarly, Tanya, before we give you the actual video, we'll have to get spiritual stands for you. Once we get you spiritually stable, then you'll be on video, and that won't be too long. In this ashram, I don't take long. Tanya, in this ashram, I got no time. I'm an old man. The promise I make is a promise I keep quickly. Next to keep, the word quickly. Alright? So both these people on the floor didn't know until they came to ashram this morning that they'll be going to Eastern Cape. 2 people here on the floor. When they landed here, Eastern Cape was the furthest from there, maybe not in any part of their mind. Alright? And both of them would be in Eastern Cape. Yes, Tivashni can be helping with the videos. Tivashni, tell Tanya how long you were the Guru. Tell her. And tell her how difficult the journey is. Okay, that you can tell her later in the middle of a discourse. That would be a long talk, an emotional talk. Alright? So, when I'm taking you there, am I taking you for your benefit or am I taking you for my benefit? You're doing service. You are doing service. Service to whom? Service to man. And service to mankind is service to... Do you see the San Nation has lost their spiritual connection? Is it true? If we are the first and God chose this ashram to re-establish their spirituality, you think it's a small thing? How will history look at this event in the life of the San Nation? How will history look at this event?
Pioneer.
You understand? So Sanism, and there's also Karaism. I've delved deep into Sainism, I delved deep into Karaism, but I'm using documents to synthesize Sanatana Dharma and these two African cultures, or else we'll be accused of converting people to Indian thought. This is not Indian thought. This is spiritual thought. This is spiritual thought. And spirituality is a science. It's not a culture. Do you understand? Now I'm going to leave it there. Are there any questions? Any questions? So let's just wrap up. Respect parents, respect elders, respect teachers, respect gurus, then only you'll find God. Otherwise you're not going to find God. Have gratitude. If you wanted 1 rand from me and I could only give you 10 cents, must you be upset or must you have gratitude that what you wanted from me I couldn't give you, but I gave you something? What you must have. Do you understand? Adopt these principles in your life. These are simple things. You don't have to go anywhere to learn it. It's there. If you get up with gratitude and sleep with gratitude, your entire day will be prosperous. Even if you are starving, even if your lights are cut, even if you didn't pay your car installment, even if your fridge is white, like the Guru's fridge, most of the time you open it, white. Alright, white means empty. But we give gratitude in the morning, we give gratitude in the night. If somebody come and knock the door, they say, Guru, hey, somebody sent me, I need help, I'm desperate, I'm in this condition, I'm in that condition. I don't say, tell the person, hey, God never pulled my fridge, I can't help you. I go out of my way and I help the person. Do you understand? So don't look at your own circumstances when somebody asks you for help. If somebody came to you for help, it means the Supreme Lord directed them to you. It means God directed them to you. And Navid Bhai, for you especially, all the money you keep in your wallet, change all to 10 rand. Even if you carry 5,000 rand, change all to 10 rand. Because Abir has this problem when he's going past Springfield especially. You know, there by Macro. The robber is about to turn, he opens his wallet, takes the money out, 200 rand come out. Then he look at the 200, he look at the robo, he look at the beggar, back in. So if all is 10 rand, while he's looking at the robo and the card, he can just put his hand and give the beggar. You know, we don't have to debate. Away?
That's good.
Top advice? You like it?
Yes.
You understand? Don't worry what the beggar is going to do with the money. None of your business. The act of giving. The act of giving. There's an energy there. There is an energy there. This is why we like to go and feed offerings. And this is why we say feed with your own hand. Why we say feed with your own hand? Because when you feed with your own hand, there's an energy in the act of giving. Do you understand? All of you understand? So make sure that if that was the last 5 rand you had and a beggar came, that 5 rand God saved in your purse or your wallet for that beggar, not for you. Alright? Do you understand, all of you? Do these things. These are scientific things. These are, giving is scientific. Don't see what benefit it is for you to go to Eastern Cape. Don't see what benefit it is for you to go to Eastern Cape. Tanya is looking at me sideways. All right? Take that out of the equation. Take that, give without expecting any reward. Give without expecting any reward. You must give like how I give. See, right here today, this hall is full. I expect only one person not to boot me. I expect only one person from this hall not to boot me at the end. We all have our ends. I'm expecting to be booted by the rest of you. Do you understand? And I ran my satsang like that from day one, because when I took the oath at Guruji's Samadhi place, it was stated there that only one person is not going to boot me. How many? One. And I'm going to run past 3.2 million. So I'm expected, Nirali is very shocked that she's going to boot me. Nirali? So when you give, have no expectation. In fact, have an expectation to get booted by the person. It secures you. Will you get disappointed when you give and you know that person going to boot you? Is there any disappointment, Jessica?
No.
Why? You already configured it in your transaction. So everyone is saying, hey, I hope I'm the one person who don't think that. Guru, Jai Shriman Narayan.